If you are looking at my views and how come I didn't get 100,000 views on this, you could go into YouTube Studio right now, and I want you to switch from looking at views, and I want you to focus on how long somebody watched your video content. Did you keep people's attention? And if you can keep people's attention, then you're building trust. We're in the value game, we're in the relationship game, we're not in just the view game. The depth of your content is much more important than just the width. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Built to Tell. I'm Mike Ligouri. Before I get into today's episode, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Click on that notification bell. I greatly appreciate it. And today, guys, we are into mindset shift number 4 of the mini-series I've been doing for the last couple weeks, the creator's mindset. And today, we're going to be talking about virality being a trap, i.e., views don't mean anything like they used to. I've seen a lot of people out there as, YouTube gurus and coaches and people who have built media companies lead with the amount of views that they've generated. And they talk about views, and there's a grandiose number of views, and it's absolutely impressive. The thing is that I'm seeing a lot of these coaches or seeing a lot of these gurus step out and promise this idea of virality because of the amount of views that they've garnered. And because of these views, they position it as, we are going to help you go viral, which means instantaneous success, which means you're going to have all these customers knocking on your door because you have one video go viral. Now, I want to preface this with saying that I'm not here bashing other coaches or bashing other people that have generated that many views. It's incredibly impressive. What I am speaking to, though, is false promise that if you go viral, you're going to be instantly successful. That's just not the case. And I can't really pinpoint when, but views at one point in time got you the type of business that you used to get, the type of notoriety and clout and reputation online that did allow for you to build your business because you went viral a couple times. People were like waiting for that next viral video. But the downside of going viral that many times is that people expect virality from you, millions of views. And then what happens is that you feel the internal pressure to produce only viral content. And so you either over-engineer or you under-engineer and trying to figure out exactly where you're going to go. And so you're always trying to find that middle road, that perfect path of the best content that always is going to be going viral. Now, there are things, I will tell you, or industries, I should say, that virality does lead to more business. But if you are expecting, once I go viral, I'm going to create a lot of business and like my business is going to take off, you are lying to yourself, and you have to stop it because you're setting yourself up for failure. And it is a trap. Going viral does not mean you're going to make more business. Just it gets you more eyeballs, but you actually got to get your message, your content, your offer, your positioning way more dialed in before you go viral. Because if you expect people to come in and buy from you, the viral part will bring them to you, but it might not bring them to you and make them paying customers as much as you think it will. And the thing about YouTube specifically is if you're producing podcast content with a highly visible guest, or you just have this incredible lineup of people that are experts in their field and that they're amazing at what they do and that you should be getting all of these views and why is nobody watching your content? The thing about YouTube is it's not about going viral. It's about producing really good conversations and content so you can build trust. That is the game that you should be playing. And virality, that trap that you may be falling into, is taking you away from the real value of producing content, producing your podcast online, which is I'm here to build trust. And that's what you should be focused on more than anything, is not the view count. It's how do I get people to buy in to what I'm giving them, to what I'm selling them, to the relationship that I wish to cultivate with them. Yes, views do matter. From a algorithmic standpoint, from a reputation standpoint, they do matter. But I'm not talking about just views. I'm talking about virality. And in fact, even on YouTube, there is a metric called engaged views that actually I think is a great indicator of the quality of your content and really the trust that you're building online. because you really get to see what type of people are interacting with your content, how many swiped away and how many stayed on. The other thing that I want to present to you is there are a lot of businesses out there that don't do that many views, that don't do that many followers, and they are ranking in 6 to 7 figures a year from their content online. And it is because the way that they're framing their content is all about trust. They are showing up consistently, often with value, with purpose, and trying to help you get to a better place in your life, or teaching you something that you didn't know, or helping you get out of a sticky situation that you got yourself into. These are the things that are going to help you build the business that you want and build better content online in 2025 and moving forward for the foreseeable future. Because, and not to go too much on a tangent, but the rise of AI is going to create more of an emphasis and a value for us to really rely on trusting each other more. It's going to rely on us building connection with people and building community with people. And so focusing on that virality thing, these quote vanity metrics, which has been proven time and time again not to lead to business, not to lead to the multiple 6, 7 figures that you desire in your life or the financial freedom that you desire in your life. Focusing on trust will get you repeat business, will get you better customers, will get you people that are excited to work with you every single day. And so if you are looking at my views and how come I didn't get 100,000 views on this, you could go into YouTube Studio right now, and I want you to switch from looking at views, and I want you to focus on how long somebody watched your video content. So there's a metric in there called average view duration. There's another metric in there, watch time. There's another metric in the short section of it called engaged views. These are things that are really garnered around engagement and retention. Did you keep people's attention? And if you can keep people's attention, then you're building trust. If you just get views, you're not building trust. That just means that YouTube has pushed your content out through their recommendation engine, and you've gotten thousands, if not millions of impressions, and people saw your content and then they clicked off. And so we're in the retention game. We're in the value game. We're in the relationship game. We're not in just the view game. Looking at those metrics will be really important for you as you make this shift to go from virality to building trust and looking at retention, which is I need to go into the back end of my YouTube Studio account. I need to go look at those 3 metrics that I pointed out. And I need to ask myself, okay, what is the benchmark? So let's say, for example, you are producing 10-minute episodes and you see that people are getting through 2 minutes and 30 seconds of that episode. Okay, great. That's your benchmark. Now the question is, okay, how do I cultivate and build more trust with them that they watch for 3 minutes and 30 seconds or even 4 minutes? Those are the things that you should be thinking about. And those are the things that are actually going to help you find out the depth of your content is much more important than just the width. If you can narrow in your focus and create deeper content and focus on increasing that average view duration, you are really going to give yourself an opportunity to build relationship. And this is why virality is a trap, because virality doesn't talk about anything involving average view duration, watch time, talking about engaged views. What it talks about is millions of people seeing your content, and those people instantaneously translate to more business. It's not linear like that, and it doesn't work like that. More often than not, it actually fails completely. I have friends of mine that have gone completely like viral multiple times, and they still haven't seen the business that they've wanted to. And it wasn't until they made the shift into developing deeper content focused on a topic of their expertise that they really started seeing significant change, where people were commenting more, people were actually asking questions about the advice that they were giving in the episodes, or wanting to sign up with their email list, or getting a link to a free lead magnet or a PDF. These are the things that you should be chasing, not virality. And so a couple things that I want to share with you is, 1, constantly look at your data and look at watch time and view duration. Really, really crucial and incredibly helpful to you to really understand what people are looking at. 2, the other thing I would tell you is continue to show up with topic pillars, meaning the content that you started out with thematically, as I mentioned in episode 2 of the mini-series, the content you start out with thematically, and those should be the things that you create repetition from. So you can get better at filming content, so you can get better at those things. And again, if you show up with consistency and you show up with value and you show up with the intention of increasing that watch time from a creator standpoint, you will build more trust in the future. And that's what we want, is we want trust, because if people trust you, If people like you, they will want to do business with you, and then you can create exactly what you want to create. And then the last thing that I will say that I think is really valuable is within this retention game, giving your returning viewers something to look forward to in the future episodes. I think that's like one thing that some creators really miss, is that they don't create a promise or an idea or a teaser for that person to come back and watch the content. And again, like a mini series, which I'm doing right now, is really great for you to think about those types of things. So when someone watches your video, what is the promise or what is the thing that I can tell them they can look forward to if they come back next week or the week after? These are all the things that I think are really going to help you out, build that type of relationship that you want. So with all that being said, stop chasing virality. Stop trying to chase millions of views and think it's going to lead to instantaneous success. More often than not, it doesn't. I'm not saying don't go for attention. Don't go for impressions or opportunities, but start with the trust factor first and start with retaining and acquiring deeper relationships with people online, because that's what we all want and crave. We want to know, like, and trust people online. It's not just a view count, because then it's just a feather blowing in the wind. It's just whatever. It's not really something that people are craving right now, which is depth. They're craving community, and they're craving a sense of authenticity with people that they follow online, especially on YouTube. And this platform, YouTube, for your podcast specifically, is all about the opportunity to cultivate space where we get to learn from each other and we get to learn about ourselves, and leveraging that and turning that into something meaningful, not just from a business standpoint, but from an impact standpoint. So if you're a creator online and a business owner right now, and you've been told that virality is going to solve your problems, stop right there. You're setting yourself up for failure. Focus on building relationships with people, and you'll do incredibly well. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of Built to Tell. If you like what you saw or heard, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. I greatly appreciate it. And coming up next week, we're going to be talking about the importance of content pillars. We're going to dive into it a little bit more. We're going to talk about why content pillars needs to be a valuable mindset shift for you. So stick around. You don't want to miss it. And thank you so much for your time and energy as always. Take care.